What's up, mi gente? Welcome back to Cookie Tactical. Today, I just wanted to go over setting up your Dynamic Principles MB3 new battle belt from Dynamic Principles. Before we get into that, I just want to say comment, like, and subscribe. And please hit that notification so you get notified of new videos. And please share the channel with a friend so we could grow the channel. Enough about that. So let's talk about the new Dynamics MB3 belt. Previously, the Gunfighter Lite belt. I did a video on this belt kind of talking about it, etc. But I just wanted to do a quick video on setting it up, setting up the modules, because I got a few questions on that. So I'm going to bring you guys down here so you guys can see how to set it up, and I'll show you guys how to completely set up the MB3 belt from Dynamic Principles. I take it off the inner. Enough about that. Come down here and let's check out setting it up. All right, guys, come. All right, guys, what's up? So when you get the MB3 belt from Dynamic Principles, you get your inner belt. You guys seen this from the video I've done. It's just a hook and loop belt, slides into itself, right? That's your inner belt. Velcro's over, and your outer belt goes over that because it has the loop on the inside, which connects to the hook. This is the belt from Dynamic Principles. So you guys can see it here. This is in black color. I have an OD green, a Ranger green, sorry, inner. But again, super rigid, has that curve inner, inner shelf here, inner sleeve, and then you have your mollies on the inside on the loop material and your nylons on the outside, but that is sewn in, right? That's not your molly. Your molly is on the inside. So if you're mollying something in, you go through the inside. So you always have, good hook and loop interface. Belt goes over it. But what I'm going to be showing you guys is how to set up the belt modules for your buckle. Now, this is the buckle I chose, the 1-inch buckle. I think it's the best buckle for this belt. The 1-inch, they give you a 1.5, a 1.75, and I believe there's a ratcheting option coming soon. But I think the 1-inch Cobra buckle is the best way to go. Again, now you have a few options to set it up, right? You can set it up direct mounted. As far as for your female end here is going to be direct mounted regardless on this side here with the 4 holes on the pointed part of right here where there's where it's just nylon, right? Your male end is going to be going on the hook side. So it's going to be direct mounted here, your female end. So that's going to be on there. What gets an option is your male end. You could go direct mounted with these, or you can go with the nylon strap here to cinch it down. I believe direct mounting is the way to go. You have options with that, which is what's super cool, but direct mounting is the way to go. Also, Dan from Dynamic Principles will tell you to direct mount it is the way to go. Now, I bend these already. So the inner modules, when you get them, are a sleeve of nylon, depending on what color you get. I chose black to go with the belt, and a curve laser cut identical to it. Now, I already bent the curve to kind of fit the same, how you're going to be mounting it. So when you get these, it's not hard, but see, I just bent them into like kind of like a lowercase b and get them set up for mounting. Okay, that's what I did. So it's super simple. Here's the other. So you're going to have 2. You're going to have one for your female end and one for your male end. I just kind of already pre-bent them a bit just to make them to go on easier. So let's just go with the male end, right? The female end. So when you're putting this on through the female end, you're just going to go with the nylon on the outside, the curved material on the inside. You're going to go through the belt here and then through your D loop. You might have to kind of bend it a little bit to get through that D-ring. And once you do, now you're in. You just kind of line everything up. It lines better. I kind of move the D-ring like this up out of the way so you can get to it. And there's your 4 holes, if you could see there. And that's where you're going to put your hardware through. Now, it comes with all the hardware you need. For the direct mount on your female end, which is here, you're just going to use the supplied screw and supplied backer. You're not going to be using the little O-ring for that. That's for the male end, and I'll show you guys. So it comes with all the hardware you need. Right now I need 4 screws, which I have, and 4 backers. I'm missing 1 backer there. So 4 backers, 4 screws. Got that. Let's put the male end over here. Let's unvelcro the belt so I can show you guys here. And right here are the 4 holes that you're going to be mounting. So what you do is I just take that here, and everything will line up once you put it on. You just kind of line it up there on the belt. You're going to match the 4 holes with the 4 holes on your module and put a screw through it just like that. Make sure it goes through the other side of the belt at first, just because everything is so tight, kind of hard to get on. But once you have it and it comes through the back of the belt, you're just going to take the backer and just start it on. Kind of screw it on a little bit. Like that. You want to make sure you don't thread these. Again, these are easy to cross thread. So what I do is I kind of just start it enough where I know I'm not cross threading it. No, with my big finger is a little hard. All right, got it there. Start it on. Okay. Now with my screwdriver, just take it, hold the back of the backer a little bit, and I don't go all the way in. I just kind of go halfway. Okay, I have that one set, and that kind of lines everything up. Now I could see my 4 holes there. Now I just go to the next one. Screw through. All right. Backer. Put the backer in. Just like that. All right. First one was a little hard. Once you have it lined up, they go in super easy. Tighten it up just like that. And so on. Again with the next. I will probably try to fast forward this if I could figure that out with the editing guys. But again, put that through. Again, tighten it up. Not all the way, but just kind of setting it up. The reason I don't say all the way, because if you're anal like me, I'm going to make sure that the nylon strip is matching the curve strip perfectly, so it doesn't look offset. I like my stuff to look super neat. It's an OCD thing, but if you guys have OCD out there like me, you will understand what I'm saying and appreciate it. All right, that backer's on there. For this, like I said, you don't need to use your washers because the backer is enough here to hold them in. When you're going through the molly here for the male end, which I'll show you, that's where you need to use the washer. So you see right there, super clean. I have the nylon exactly over the curved material, so nothing, if you could see there, nothing super clean there, showing great. Now, just tighten them up. Don't forget your blue Loctite. All right. Comes with blue Loctite, so you're going to blue Loctite your hardware, especially this. It's going to be direct mounted. You're going to know where you want it. I didn't blue Loctite it because we're just doing it for the video, but again, you would put blue Loctite on there. Now put your buckle over, and now your female end of your Cobra buckle is on, guys. Let's go over to the male end, and this is where you're going to adjust it a little bit, and we'll speak about that. I'm going to see if I can put a little more light on this because I think it's a little dark. Hold on one second. All right, guys, try to get a little more light there. So now you're going to take your male end, and this is where you're going to be kind of direct mounting it for your fitment. Now, how you kind of set this up is by this point, you are going to be putting your inner on, which I have a Coyote inner on right now. Okay, same inner, just I have a 2 belt setup. I have a Coyote and an OD green, but you're going to be putting it to the tightness that you want. Now I set that tightness up just like I would on my inner. Again, just to show you guys, it slides through, and now you set it up where it would be tight on you, and Velcro's over. That's your inner. Now when you put on the outer to find out where you need to have it, just tightening my shirt real quick. You're going to take the outer belt. You're going to put it on your outer, just like this. Go over. What I do is I kind of eyeball and mark where I need that buckle to be. So if I was here kind of put it on, and I know I need to be on that second one, two, kind of in between. Okay, just want to make sure, have that set up. Okay, it's on my buckle. Perfect. Okay, take it off. Remember where I was. I was on that. Get these modules over here. I was 1, 2, and I was in between the two. What's great about the spacing he did on the cutouts is they're set for each row of Molly, or you can go in between a row if you fall in between like I did. So I kind of wasn't here. This would have been a little too tight, I think. I needed to be in between, right in between. So that's where I'm going to set. I'm going to set in between here. You could take a Sharpie at this point and mark it to know where you're at. Now, a tip that I got from Dan is when you put your inner belt to kind of set up your outer belt, right? When you know you have the tightness where it wants, like you found that spot, mark your belt with a Sharpie so you know you're always going to find that spot. See how I marked it here? I don't know if you guys can see that little Sharpie line. And now I know when I get to that spot, that's the spot I need to be. And when you change pants and you put your inner belt, as long as you find that spot again, you're good to go. You don't have to ever change your buckle system. So what's great about that is that's why the direct mounting is great. If you take that step to do that, the belt will always go on. So now let's put our, let's put this here. We're going to put in our male end. So again, you're going to take your nylon strip and your curved material. With here, you're going to go through the curved material. Again, you might have to just kind of bend it in a little bit just to get it through. It's a little wide, just the ends are a little wider than the inside. And once you get through there, you're good to go, just like that. Okay, do that little B. Helps out. The more you prep it beforehand, the easier it goes on. And there you go. And now you find that spot, right? I was 1, 2, I was right in between. So I'm going to find that spot here, and that's where that's going to be mounted. So to mount, again, same scenario. You're going to take your screw. The only thing is when you take your backers, I would preset them up. You're going to put a washer over it just like this to the back, okay? And set that up. So I'm going to be there. No, I'm going in between. What I do is I take one screw, put it through, find the back. Again, see, this is a little harder to set with your finger tight. So what I do is I just kind of clamp them on, take my screwdriver, hold it with my back end, make sure I'm screwing in. Got that one in. You don't want to go completely gorilla yet because you want to be able to move this. All right. You want to make sure that everything's lining up. Because if not, OCD will set in, and I will take this apart 2 times to make sure I got it right to where I need it. Again, I'm going to take my backer and my washer. Hold that back there. And tighten it in. Okay, I got 2 there. All right. Now, if you leave it loose, what's good about that is you also have movement to go back and forth. See that? If you tighten it, you're not going to have the movement to go back and forth. So once you even put the 4 screws, I say leave them a little loose. So when you put the belt on, you could adjust that to exactly where you need. Now I'm going in between. So I'm not going to have that movement here. So that's basically, I'm locked out by going here. I'm going to take my back screw, put that in. Okay. Hold it in. Again, just line it up. Make sure nothing's cross-threading. I would be using blue Loctite. Again, I'm not because I want to just doing it for the video. Okay, now I have it set up. Even though I have only 3, right, what I'm doing is I'm going to check. I'm going to put the belt on to make sure that's where I need it to be. So again, go through, put that belt on there, bring over the buckle, and there I am. There it is. So now I know, okay, that fitting works. That's where I need to be. And I would put my remaining screw in, just like that. Everything lined up great. Remember your washer on your backer. There. Blue Loctite, again, don't forget. I'm not doing it for the video because I don't, just showing you guys. And now you could tighten them up good and tight. You found your spot. You know that's the spot that's going to work. Now, regardless of what pants, whether you're using like military, like cry pants, jeans, etc., they'll fit. And that's your direct mounted buckle. Again, when you put the belt on, it goes over itself, clip in, and it velcros on. And that's the direct mounted buckle there. Opposed to, again, if you want to use the conventional style, this would be that would be mounted in whatever location you want, and you would have your strap here to tighten it up. You know, once you find that spot and you tighten it, it's kind of going to stay there. So that's why I feel like the direct mount is the way to go. Because even if you were to use the strap, it's only going to tighten so much because, right, the belt is velcroing on itself. So I feel that if you take the time to really set your inner belt, you know, try on a few different pants, set it, mark it with the Sharpie. Like this one I also have marked just to show you guys. Let me just take the belt off so I'll show you guys here. I have this one marked on the inner. You could see there, I have it marked on the inner. Now, little tip, this is a small inner belt. I'm a 34, and the only thing was on the medium, which I thought I have a lot of extra belt here. So if you're a 34 or smaller, like a 33, 32 to 34, you could get a small inner. If you're a 34 and above, like a 36, then definitely get the medium inner belt. That I noticed. This is just a lot of tail that is not needed. I prefer to have less tail. So I went with the small, and it worked out perfectly. That was a recommendation from Dan as well, from Dynamic Principles. But this is their Coyote inner. I matched this with my Ranger green outer, and I have my Ranger green inner to match with my black outer. If you want to see kind of what that looks like, if you were curious, you wanted to mix and match them, I'll show you guys. You don't really see too much of it, but you do see a little, which I like because it's kind of like, kind of different, especially if maybe you're going to use some like multicam pouches or something like that. It looks super cool. So if you see there, that's how it would look with the green inner. You could kind of see a little bit of it going through, but not much, but just something a little different, I think, So super cool there. So that's it. That's how you direct mount the buckles on your MB3 belt from Dynamic Principles. Super easy. Comes with all the hardware, guys. Sorry for the Velcro nose. Just make sure you mark it. You you check it maybe a few times just to make sure. And you have your perfect fit just like that once it's on. You just have to kind of play with it a little bit. If you fall on one of the full Molly fields, you have that adjustability if you keep them loose to go back and forth. If you fall in between like I did, you're only going to have that one position, but it's the position I needed, so it's not anything big there. So that's basically it. Just wanted to show you guys quickly how to mount and direct mount. Don't forget the blue Loctite. I think direct mount's the way to go, but if not, you could use the conventional strap. That's it, guys. If you have any questions on the setup of that, give me a holler. If you wanted to see how the back looks here, that's how the back looks with the washers on there. You don't need the washers, are not supplied because you don't need them for this side. They're going to be for the male side of the buckle. All right, guys, that's it. I will see you on the next one. Check out this belt, guys, if you're looking for one. Awesome belt from Dynamic Principles, the new MB3. And I will see you on the next one. Dale, mi gente.